Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. So it was another busy week last week, so that was why it was pretty quiet on the YouTube front. But we're back at school now and it's the second week and everyone's settled in, so we're back to some having some crafty time. So this was a layout, this is actually very different for me. There is absolutely no mixed media on this layout, which is probably why I'm not a big fan of it. I had this image in my head. Actually, I had two. The first image I had in my head was very mixed media based, which is why I think this sort of, when I changed it to do this, it sort of didn't quite, I don't know, meet my expectations. But I have scrapped another photo very, very similar to this. It's actually the same picture, just cropped a different way. And I actually like that one a lot more. So that's actually going to be a video later in the month, because I've used the June, bits and pieces from the June Kitaholic kit, and I will, you'll see what I mean when I show you that one. So this is a picture of Will. He was given this guitar from the boy's music teacher. She's moving to Tasmania and she was culling out a lot of her stuff. And she said she had a guitar. I thought she was bringing over an acoustic guitar. No, turns out she brought over this awesome, perfect size for Will electric guitar. Didn't even make it in the house. He was that excited. He wanted to sit outside and he was strumming on it. So I took this picture and I sent it to her and she was very excited and said it would be an album cover one day. So it got me thinking, I'm like, I might scrapbook this photo. Now, originally I saw this with a blue mixed media. I knew I wanted to keep the photo black and white, and I knew, I wanted to work with it in that sense. And recently I've been watching Jen Hall's videos where she's been making a lot of her own printables using an app, and which I have been doing, but I thought, I actually searched the app for something I was looking for. It didn't have what I was after, so I thought, why don't I just go on Google Images and look, find what I'm after. I wanted some kind of rock star type thing. So I found this awesome silhouette and I thought this would look really great. And I also found this little rock star emblem. So I'd cut them out the night before and I'd put them on my page because I just loved how they were sitting. And I thought this would look great if my little rock star person was overhanging into that white space, but because it was a full silhouette, for me to have that guitar in the white space, I had to cut it along the side of the silhouette, and as you can see, it doesn't quite match up, which is why I then thought putting this rock star emblem there would cover up that little mismatched piece, and I love how it looked. So I knew I was going to use that. That was the whole basis for this. And then I was working with some of my favourite papers, and then I thought it needs a pop of colour, but I don't know if the red was the right way to go about it. So I used this red pattern piece of paper, and then I've used some of my black and white pieces from some of my favourite collections, and I've just ripped the edges of those and layered them down just to give me a little bit of that colour. And then, so I'm using a doodly border just to try and bring a bit more grunge into it, a bit more something. It didn't feel right, but I don't know, it worked. I still like the layout. Granted, I did scrap it again very similarly. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's late, peoples. Sorry, but yeah, so I think the moral of the story is don't be scared to scrap the same photo twice. I love this picture, I really do, and the one thing I've learned over the years is I love photos so much that I'm too scared to scrap them because I'm worried I'll mess it up and it won't be as great as I picture it in my head, which is what happened here. Similarly, I cannot say that word today. Just as the same thing goes when you're saving that perfect piece of paper or that perfect embellishment, because you don't want to, in my case, I don't want to wreck it or use it wrong or something like that. My theory is it's just paper. So it's taken me a while to get to that point where I'm not worried about not creating the perfect layout. It is important to, scrap the memories. Granted, this isn't my favourite layout, but it is another layout in my album, and I had 2 copies of this picture because they were both cropped differently, so I just scrapped it again, and they'll both go in my album, and that's not a problem. the memory's still there, and I've still got two very different layouts of a very, very similar photo. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's my album. I can do what I like. So never be afraid to scrap the same photo twice, or, you know, use that paper that you've been saving. It's just going to go to waste sitting in your stash. So I think that's the lesson from here. Okay, so because I have this rock star emblem up here, I wanted to go with like a rock star in training. And I had this title in my head from the minute I found this rock star emblem, I think. So the minute I put this picture and this embellishment there, I thought this would look great if I put in training down the bottom. I knew I wanted a small alpha, like a small thicker, but I didn't have one in black, and I wanted to stick with the black and white. So I found some pale pink ones, and I just coloured them in with a paint pen, and it works really well. It worked really well for me. And then to add a bit more grunge, because there is no mixed media, and we know I struggle if there's no mixed media, I decided to use my big black paint pen and just splatter, throw it around, add some splatters to a few little areas. And I have also added some wood veneer. Now, because I was keeping with the black and white, I find wood veneer is a good embellishment to add because you can leave it raw, and it just adds something else to the layout without bringing in another colour if you're sticking with a certain colour theme. So that's why I like to use wood veneer, but also because I use the stars. Well, obviously it's rock star, and it goes with that star in the back of that emblem, but also stars are one of my favourite embellishments to use for boy layouts, I found. But yeah, anyway, after all me rambling on and struggling with my words, that's it from me. So I hope you've enjoyed the layout, and I'll be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.